Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Sorry about that squeak right there. Winston, you gonna come up and sit? Come on, you can come up and sit. I would rather have Winston up here now rather than later. Come here, buddy. Ready? Okay. You gonna sit there? Now, I've already taken Winston out for his walk along with Mir, so hopefully we can finish up the rest of this run tonight. Hey, Paradox, how you doing? Kiwi, sorry. Let's see. Actually, is there a way we can get... Let's move... What could we move that we could put? I think we could make me smaller and put Winston on there. I feel like more people would prefer to see Winston than me. Let's see, where else could I put? Kind of want the timer, but it's a little bit big too if we're going to try to put a Winston cam on there as well. Actually, maybe what we'll do is just hide the stats, since we don't really need any more stats at this point. Like, we're far enough along that there's nothing new in there. Let's get rid of, we'll keep live split, but we'll get rid of the interface and we'll move Winston, since he's sleeping now. There we go. It's a little dark for Winston, but yeah, there he is. There you go, Winston. I mean, granted, he's got his butt facing towards everybody else, but you know, he's doing well. And actually, Winston, we'll be okay without it. You make that a little bit smaller and put its label up there. We'll move that back down, and this one back up here. There we go. Since we do presently have a Winston. Alright, so our plan is, given that last time we made it up to Act 3, we stopped at 1 hour 39, so I've loaded those times back into Live Split. Obviously we're not going to submit this run or anything, we're just trying to get like a benchmark of what kind of times we're looking for. So we're going to try and finish all the way up through normal bail tonight. So just as a refresher, where we ended up before, we had just gotten through, I think we had gone through a Flare Dungeon, because we should have, yeah, we've got 2 pieces here of the flail, and we had gotten back to town. So all I'm going to do is we're just going to pick up there. We'll sort of activate the live split to start it running again. It's going to mess with all of those numbers, but I've got them written down, and then we'll sort of use those as our benchmark going forward to look for places that we can improve, which is a lot of different places, and then we'll get started. So I'll just refresh my memory here. Yep. Okay, we just had those, pretty much those 3. So we're going to go ahead and start our timer up. I'm just trying to remember where we're going. Yeah, okay. We'll lose a little bit of time here on the turnover, but that's okay. Cool. So grab a ring from Ormus, which isn't bad. It's got some cold res on it, but that's about it. And then we're going to go turn in the Jade figurine. Actually, let's get ourselves some faster run. Jade figurine we're going to take back over to Lysander up on the top right up here. And we'll get a little, or sorry, not Lysander, Alcor. Get a little bit of life from that. which in the future, I don't know if that's really necessary or not. I think maybe in the future we'll just skip that. And let's go ahead and ID our stuff and grab some potions and then head on back out. We need plenty of mana pots because we are a mana drinking fiend. Be nice actually if he doesn't sell. We should keep an eye out for a belt so that we can get a better belt. Okay, let's rock and roll. So we should be able to get out to Lower Crust, and we are looking for the sewers. But the sewers won't pop up until we get into, at the very least, the next area. And we actually don't need to level, but we'll kill stuff along the way if it gets in our way. Because the minimum level that we need to get through is 20, which we already have. Which actually, now that reminds me, we should take a brief moment and actually switch out to our leaf staff, because that will hugely increase our damage as we go, because it gives plus to fire skills, and our traps are fire skills. So we'll head down into the sewers. I don't know of any patterns in the sewers other than check the outside, and if it's not in the outside, it must be in the middle. But it looks like, no, that's, didn't get it there. We pretty much are just skipping all of the monsters right now, because they are all going to not really give us any experience, and we don't really need the experience anyway. So unless we have to get through something like this, we'll pretty much skip them. Again, just sticking to the outside here, because I don't know of any patterns that'll help us run through it any faster, other than just checking them all. What's up, Winston? You got a couple of scratches there, buddy. Winston is just getting off the end of his flea treatment, so he's still a little bit itchy. You gonna get comfy? There we go. So we hit the sewer level. Oh yeah, thanks. The stream's starting. Its stream has in fact started. Thank you. Whoa, usually this place is empty, but that'll take care of them. Okay, so we grab the heart, and then we're gonna run upstairs and try to pop out. There's a set of stairs over here that should hopefully put us in the Upper Crust area, and then we'll just run straight through Upper Crust. Yep. I can never tell if we have to, we come out on the low side or the high side. But we're going to run straight to the Travincle. And I'm not going to bother with that last quest from the Ruined Temple that would give us like 5 extra skill points. I don't know, I just feel like we don't really need it. Instead, we will just run right out through. Oh. Apparently these guys want to stick us in the causeway, but we're just gonna run right on through here. Excuse me. Grab a waypoint, because it is really easy for me to die over here. And unfortunately, I don't have any more rejuvenation potions, so we're gonna set up a couple of traps out here, which should be doing plenty of damage, and we're just waiting for one of the named ones to come out here, one of the bosses, torque ought to do it. We're just trying to stay away from him when he dies. So we'll grab the flail. Grab some of this stuff, and now we'll put the flail in here along with the heart. Transmute that. Put it here. Break the orb and head on down. So Durance of Hate 1, we're gonna run to the left, and then I mean Durance of Hate 2 has some patterns if we can, I think it's straight in Durance 2, so we'll see. What did I just throw? Cool, so that's a quick turn off there for Durance 1. That'll make our life a little bit easier. And now Durance 2, I think, goes straight. So our tile here is sort of, we're exiting this tile facing towards, that actually looked like way too much like it, so I'm just going to pop down here and see if that's it. No, that's our waypoint. So it's left of the waypoint, which is good. That kind of confirms that, yes, it is indeed straight from the way that we want it. Nothing here, so we're just going to kind of poke around and keep trying to find turnoffs that go sort of up and to the left into, what would that be, the north west? Cool, rejuvenation potion. Let's grab one of those. And actually I'm going to put that aside because we will probably want that for something else later. And we'll try to, oh my goodness, click the shrine. Find a couple of pots as we go. Pretty much skip everything out here. We're just trying to run around. I'm going to put safety TP up. Resist fire shrine will help. Mephisto is definitely enough to kill us. He can probably one-shot us. Fortunately, we're pretty fast. The problem is, you know, I'm not the best in the world, so he's still going to hit us with stuff like that. We're just going to pop back home really quick and grab some potions. We'll go ahead and grab health. And just kind of go half health and half. Oh, actually, let's stock up on our TPs too. Come on over here, Mephisto. Stand right over here. So we don't need to like continuously throw down traps. We got to keep enough going that they're always hitting him, obviously. But there is I think it's called a next hit delay on the traps. And so having more than about 2 hitting him at a time is kind of pointless because the extras won't really help him. Cool, we got some heavy gloves, which will probably sell for a fair amount. File that in here, and we'll just grab the spear, since we don't even really need gold anymore. That was supposed to trigger for Mephisto, but it did not.
Good day.
Wait, what? Oh, yes, so we do need a fair amount of gold. Good thing I got all of that. I don't know where all of our gold went from last time, but we'll pick stuff up. That's got some fire res on it, but it's not going to beat the 40 life IAS and faster hit recovery, so we're going to chuck those. Sell that for a little bit of gold, sell our chip gems, and then as we run around out here, we'll have to kill some stuff and pick up gold, because we are going to need potions. Nice quick turn off here. That'll help us. So we'll kill this group, which unfortunately is a bunch of guys that are fairly high fire res. But we'll kill them to grab hopefully something. Not really much of anything. Okay, we'll just run away from them then. Plains of Despair. We do want to try to find Ishwal. sadly there are souls out here, and they will hit hard. But fortunately they're fairly weak, so one trap is usually enough to kill them, but I would rather just avoid them altogether. The only reason I'm killing them right now is to try to keep my eye out for some gold. We don't really need to kill Ishwal at this point because we're kind of high enough level, but it would be nice if we could grab the extra 2 points from Ishwal. But what I would really like is to find Ishwal and then just drag him around. Well, unfortunately there's the exit. I think we're just going to go ahead and run forward without having killed Ishwal. But we'll throw up a safety TP in case I bite the dust out here, which is entirely possible. And I'm just going to pick this stuff up because we need... Get that out of there. We need gold. Given that we're a little bit over-leveled here, I just feel like spending any extra time on Ishwal, it's just not worth it. Gains are fairly small for something like that. Keep an eye out for stuff that'll sell, and any pots that we might want to grab. And we're just looking for the waypoint out here, because the waypoint will have the River of Flame entrance right next to it. And then we will sprint through the River of Flame as fast as we can.
I am overboard.
And I really shouldn't be so far out on the edge because it's not going to spawn this close to the edge. So we got to come back in a little bit. I don't know of any patterns for this, so I just run around. Cool. Waypoint, let's go sell that sword really quick. It's about the only thing that we have to sell.
What do you need?
I really hope that we don't have to do any like farming or anything. I'm actually going to stash that gold just in case we end up dying. We do have all of those runes in there, but now that we're going down to the river, I'm going to pop over to Charcy and grab a 2-socket helm as fast as I can, which hopefully won't take too long. Because we're going to throw a couple of Rao runes in there for some fire res. Which I had hoped to find the 2-socket along the way, but unfortunately we never got one. There's a cap. Good enough. And then we'll take... we've got at least a Rao rune. I guess we'll just keep it empty for now and sell the rest of these because those will sell for a little bit of gold. And we are definitely short on gold right now. Cool, there's another 4K, but even so, that's as soon as we have to buy some potions, we are going to run through that 10K really fast because the potions end up being like 400 each, which is not cheap. Wrong button. But we'll come across packs like this and actually take a little bit of time to take them out in case they drop anything that we might be able to sell, or you know, things like potions, which every time we pick up a potion is 450k or 450 gold. It's just stuff we don't have to go buy afterwards. Cool beans. Looks like we've got a pretty straight shot through the river here. Shouldn't actually hit people like that. That ruby will sell for a little bit. Grab that potion that's sitting down inside of there. these folks. Boy, they don't drop very much, do they? But this should be our outlet over here. And this is going to get us into our Chaos Sanctuary. We just have to kill some stuff along the way. Excuse me. Nope. I need you guys to hop out of there, please. Need to make a mental note that it takes a lot of traps to kill these guys because they have such high fire res. And just try to get around them as best we can. Cool, that got in here. I think we gotta go up through here. Just kind of run them around. We're trying not to really kill too much out here. I mean, I know we need the gold in order to get our potions later, but just generally speaking, we're high enough level that we don't need the experience. We just have to get through. Cool, get through these guys. Now it will be problematic, right, if we hit a group like that that can kill us. I mean, these guys by themselves can't really kill us, but other things can kill us. Especially if I run out of mana like that. You know, we get decrepified like that, or amplified damage is something that could definitely take us out. We just need to get up into the middle here so that I can throw a TP out. We're gonna kind of collect everybody, put some traps up, try and take them all out, which actually I don't have. Let's see if we can sell some of this and grab some more mana pots. We're just gonna grab the regular mana pots so that we save as much gold as we can, because regular ones I think will be enough for now. So we're just gonna kind of generally lead these guys over here in the way that we want to go anyway, and put down traps while we're going, which will hopefully take them out. And actually, now that I think about it, let's come back to this one, because we're gonna have to go grab a mercenary to take care of this last group. But we're still going to have to clear all of this out, because when we end up bringing our mercenary down here, he's not going to be able to kill anything. There's a plated belt that I'll sell for a tiny bit. At least it's tiny. Head on up here. There's some pots that we can use. Try to avoid dying there. Try to run around these guys as best we can. Again, we don't really want to kill anybody. We're just trying to open all of the seals and then kill the seal bosses. Really dark down here too. Need you to go ahead and die. There we go. Cool. Let's go grab these potions up here. We actually don't need any of the rest of these guys. Grab that potion and that potion. This one will probably be the hardest for this character to kill. I mean, we can't kill whatever the other one is, the ghost looking one. We have to get a mercenary for that because she's going to be fire immune. But this group has an awful lot of fire res on it. So we kind of want to drag them out here and get them to kind of run around in circles with us. There you go. Come on out. Infector has lots of fire res. So what we're going to do is just kind of drag Infector around in a big old circle here. Until all of them done. Okay, so now we've got Infector mostly dead. So we're gonna drag him up here so that we can kill the other stuff as we're going. Because we want the Infector to be pretty much the only one out here. And then we're going to head back, grab some potions, unleash that, or unlock the last seal, and wipe everything out except the last seal boss. And just hope that Diablo drops some decent stuff. Let's go ahead and hit that last seal. We're going to set a couple of traps here. So we're going to try to take out everything except, I don't even remember the last one. What's her name? Infector. No, Infector's the other one. Grand Vizier. Right, because Grand Vizier is immune to fire. And so we're just killing everything here except Grand Vizier. But I really need Infector to die too. And the only way that he's gonna die is if I steadily produce traps, which I was not doing there for a while. There you go. Just stand right there in the fire. That's perfect. Infector's almost dead. There he goes. Dropped a hunter's bow, which will be something. Not much, but something. Grab that flawed diamond. Maybe that broad axe will sell. I don't know if that'll actually sell or not. Head back home. We're going to run over to Act 2 really quick and grab a mercenary. 400, not much. Sell, sell. Get these out of here. Give us these. Grab a couple more. So that we don't have to waste our time around Diablo. Go back to Luke Kaling, grab just the highest level mercenary we can get. 1920, yeah. Okay, let's do it, Mizan. And I'm gonna try to do it without like bugging them or anything. I just need the Vizier to hit me. There you go. Oh, we really need actually to give him a weapon too. Let's see if we can afford like a pike or something. We could do that. I don't know if he can actually use that. Let's try it. Cool. We'll come over here.
What do you need?
There you go. A couple of hits with that. Look at Grand Vizier fall down. Cool. Good chainmail. That could be like a solid 35k. Let's grab that. Get out of the way. Stop shaking.
Not even death can save you from me.
And let's go see how fast I can die to Diablo. Try to avoid that lightning breath. do not stand directly in the lightning breath. If we can get Diablo out, yeah, like that, that should be enough, right? Because we can avoid his lightning breath like this, and he's just going to wander back and forth between our traps. And he doesn't have a ton of fire resist. It's just if we happen to get a bad combination where he, let's say freezes us, or I happen to be doing something else while his lightning breath hits us, that would obviously be problematic. He's actually in a pretty good spot right down there. If he can just stay there, that'd be great, Diablo. Like that, putting potions in, he can stand there obviously and hit me pretty hard. How you doing, Winston?
I need mana.
And that's all there is to it. A couple more seconds here, we gotta have it. He is slowly whittling me down with the fire though, so it's just a question of who gets him first. Is it my fire or his fire? And we're hoping, probably going to take an extra moment here when he dies to collect everything that he's got, because we want to sell all of that, which unfortunately he did not drop very much. Ouch, Kane, cost me 600 bucks. We don't have that kind of cash, Kane. 7,000 something. 15 to life, not a bad charm. A surprisingly nice belt too. I mean, Juanen's belt is not nothing. We're never going to be level 35, unfortunately. But we did pick up 20k there. Let's go spend it. Back in Act 4 where the potions are a little bit cheaper. That was supposed to trigger at Diablo as well. I don't know why that's not triggering there. We'll grab a couple of these. And we're just going to keep grabbing the smaller potions and then picking up the bigger ones as we go. And I am just going to check really quick for a belt, slightly larger belt. We can't use that one anyway. Alright, onwards to Act 5. Most of Act 5, we're pretty much just running as fast as we can through all of Act 5, trying not to get hit along the way. So we look for empty staircases and stuff like that, wait for them to get off the staircase if we need to. Kind of stay over to the side a little bit. Most of the stuff out here is slow enough that it won't hit us as long as we keep our burst of speed up. So we'll just keep running right past it. And then we'll just kill the guy out at the end, because he will have, Shank the Overseer will have enough stuff around him in addition to himself that we can potentially get a little bit of gold from it, because we are still very poor. So hence me grabbing these little clickables, the baskets and things, trying to find some quick gold, wands, armor, all that kind of stuff. It sells for a fair amount. Skip these guys, run over here. We want to approach him from the side, just because he's got a lot of monsters around him. And I can kind of put my traps up here. Ethrune, that'll sell for something. Where'd you go, Shank? Did I manage to kill you, or did you just... Oh, you just wandered off. Superman pot. That shank sitting right there. Just throw some traps on either side of him. Broadsword. I mean, there's some ringmail, right? Ringmail will sell for something. I'm not going to bother picking up the broadsword. Healing pots in there, that was a waste of a few seconds.
Shank, your command has ended.
And we'll run back to town really quick, ID those, chuck them, and hold on to our gold, since we're going to need more gold along the way. 66 to life, that is not nothing. That normally would have been a pretty nice armor. Ding ding, 12,000 from that. Okay, now we're doing pretty well. We got 34k. I'm still gonna look for more gold, but we can be a little more picky, right? We can just focus on armors and stuff like that. We're just gonna skip right past Eldritch out here. I'm not aware of much of a pattern out here, other than run to the edge and then find out whichever way it goes after the edge, which I think is usually kind of like, it's either northwest or northeast. So I just kind of head generally in the north direction here until we hit a wall, and then the wall tells us which way to go after that. And then we just have to spend a little bit of time breaking down doors here and there, and try not to get hit by anything. Kill the doors, run away. Grab stuff like that. Cool, here we go up through Frigid. That finishes up Frigid. Let's pop through here to the plateau. Wiggle our way through here. Plateau does kind of the same thing, which is it's just a giant rectangle. You just have to find the other side of the rectangle. I'm not going to get that waypoint because hopefully we won't need it. Oh. Okay, we got that. It looks like it's going to head off in this direction. We are doing okay with fire res. It's 36. Like I could use another Rao rune in the helm, and that would help us out. But it's fair. Oh, ran right up into their trap. Jerks. All of you are jerks. Break that down. Keep heading up. And then when we get into the Crystalline Passage, which is right here, I am going to put a safety TP up, and I'm also going to give us some more health pots, and I got to look around. The idea here is we're going to go left of the way that we came in. So left here means sort of like northwest, because our inlet was facing northeast. That tile sort of pointed northeast. So we are headed up to the northwest. There's lots of stuff in here that can get us, especially those Death Lords, or Moon Lords, whatever they are in this one. Yeah, Moon Lords. That was a nice quick one up to Glacial Trail. I'm going to go ahead and restock here. Glacial Trail, we do the same thing. It's still left. So this one here is facing sort of down. What would that be? Southwest. So we're going to be looking for things that kick off to the southeast, and that'll be in the direction of the next area. We're not going to save Anya or anything like that. There's a couple of side quests that we could do in here that could potentially get us some more res, but we're just not interested in it, right? We're just trying to go as fast as we can through here. If we were doing something like a hell run, we would probably come back to Anya later. But right now, we just want Frozen Tundra, which is right over there. And I'm throwing down safety TPs because I can certainly rip any time here. So Frozen Tundra works just like the other ones. It's a big open rectangle. Just run to the other side of the rectangle. Not killing anything. The next thing, wow, I've never seen a well that close to the side before. Next thing we're going to have to do is kill ancients, which all we're looking for there is a group that's not fire immune. So we might have to respawn the ancients, I think once or twice, not very often. Actually, I'm not sure if on normal they can actually spawn with fire immune. That'll be our sort of next trail. Ancient's Way, again, we go left, so I kind of wander around here and figure out that left in this case sort of corresponds to down and to the right, which is like down here. Again, just trying to avoid as many things as we can. I don't think it's up there. If we take another hit, we'll probably go ahead and give us a pot. Cool, there's Ariat Summit. That was pretty good, all things considered. I'm throwing a safety TP there. It may not ultimately be of any use. Let's actually go ahead and stock up on some pots. We are going to need a ton of mana pots. So hopefully I am bringing enough mana pots as we go.
I can't.
Cool. And I'm just hoping that I don't get hit very much, is basically the goal there. We'll run over here.
I shall prove worthy.
Set some stuff up. Doesn't look like anybody
I need mana.
is fire immune. Madoc is not. Talik is not. Nope. So all we're going to do is sort of run in a circle here, trying to avoid people, lay our traps down, and wait for them to do all the hard work. Looks like this is going roughly the way that I had hoped it would, which is basically keeping them in our traps the whole time. And I'm okay on mana pots. Hopefully one of them is going to go down here just shortly. There goes Madoc. I'm really afraid of those whirlwinds, because if he gets a solid whirlwind off on us,
Not enough mana.
that is bad news bears. Come on over here, guys. Okay, I'm gonna run over here and restock really quick. Alright, you guys can come on up here with me. Man, he's got a fair amount of fire res, it would seem. Because he is definitely tanking these pretty well. So we're going to try and tighten the area here so that more flames hit him. But we still need to be careful that he doesn't get off a nice strong whirlwind on us.
I need mana.
I'm less worried about Talik's jumps. Or sorry, didn't mean to offend you there, Talik. I'm less worried about Corlix's jumps, because he can only hit once and he won't hit too terribly hard when he does. But those whirlwinds can hit me 3, 4, 5 times, and that, combined with somebody else jumping on me, that can be enough. Cool, there goes one more. Corlix going down here in a second. Excuse me. Oh, see, like that. And he broke my armor too, so we'll have to go back and fix my armor. Cool. Throw it all into Vitality. I'm gonna stop back in town really quick and repair my armor.
The ancient.
Yep. I can afford that. We'll go ahead and stock up on all of this again. And we'll just talk to Mala to get our potions. And we'll just get the less expensive ones again. But we'll get healing and regular mana. Because we're doing okay on potions. Dump that. Let's just leave these here. I'm okay if we don't happen to get back to those guys anytime soon. Cool. Down to Worldstone. Last sort of region in the game. I do not know any patterns in Worldstone except on Worldstone Keep 2. If we happen to get the waypoint, then we go right of the waypoint. But we may not get the waypoint, right? We could just end up wandering around and never actually finding the waypoint. That was a nice level 1. Only a little bit of exploring that we did there. Reset everything. For the most part, we just sort of dodge around everything. There's not too much on level 2. I mean, we can definitely get, pushed into a pack where they can do some damage to us. But we do have almost 500 life here, so we can take hits generally long enough. What do we got? Did we get lucky? No, waypoint. Okay, so the waypoint at least tells us it's right of the waypoint, which means we more or less turn around and run back down the way that we came. And speaking of the other direction, I think Mir just popped in, but he usually stays down on the ground. That's what I mean, where you can kind of get trapped in there, right? It was a line of people, but fortunately our traps are strong enough and we're tanky enough that for the most part we can survive that kind of thing. Kind of a bad level 2 there. That was not great. Level 3, we will throw up safety TP. Hopefully I will remember to get town portals. There is stuff down here in 3 that can very quickly take us out, namely those Death Lords. 2 or 3 of them in a pack. Cool, here's our level 3. Or sorry, our Throne of Destruction. We're actually going to go back. Okay, gotta kill these guys. I want to go back and grab some town portals because I am paranoid about that kind of thing. We're actually doing okay on most of the other stuff that we've got. But we are definitely putting up a safety TP there because this is pretty much the last place that we'll have to spend any time. I do not know how to Bale Wave Skip, so we're going to end up clearing the throne room and then killing all the waves because I don't know how to skip them. I mean, I understand the concept that's needed in terms of timing, and it's a question of sort of tricking the game into thinking that the waves had loaded and then you actually get out before they finish loading, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get that part. I just can't actually do it. So instead, we just lay up our traps. And we're going to need to go resurrect our nurse here and let him take care of Colenso for us.
I am besting the...
Which he should be able to make pretty short work of Colenso for us. The only question is we have to kill everything else and keep him alive, and then sort of ask him to politely come over here and take care of Colenso for us. Right, so we have to kill all this other stuff, and then he gets, decrepified or something like that, or he gets distracted by these other guys. That got him. Got some demon hide boots.
I need more.
I forgot he destroys our traps if we lay our traps out. pop back really quick and get rid of this poison, because we are super poisoned. Head back in there. Put up a little safety TP. Try to avoid it as best we can his lightning sparks, which easier said than done when you're just kind of scrambling like this. Where'd you go? Did we kill him? I don't even know if we killed him or not. Oh, it's the witch, I think. There we go. Just kind of do the same thing here. Try not to get pinned. Try to take them out here where we don't have the worry of getting decrepified quite as much. There's another strat that we could use here, death strats, which would be to just drag these guys out and then die. But I didn't think to set that up before I actually did this. It's alright, we take care of them. Okay. However, these guys, we will use death strats on, because they are going to be rather annoying. So we want to die over here where we can get our body. Run back into the center here. Cool. And now we're going to grab as many of them as we can. And make sure we got them all. Looks like we've got them all. Come on out here. That should be far enough. And then we're going to die here. And hope that we got them all. Got them all. Cool. And now we pick up our corpse. And give ourselves everything that we need there. Go into the World Stone and try to stand over here at the corner. I can't actually cast over there. And just basically stand as far away from Bale as we can, so that we don't get hit with stuff like that. And that's his clone. I'm not actually sure how we do on the clones. But I know we certainly get hit hard on that, don't we? Looks like we killed the clone. No, that's our clone. Let's just go back and get rid of the clone. And that'll actually give me a second to grab some more pots, which fortunately we didn't have. In the end, we didn't have a gold problem, as long as I don't like totally kick the bucket here. Where you at, Bale? We just kind of need Bale to stay in one spot for a while. He does have an absolute truckload of life. Of course, he would clone again. If we can keep him over here, we might be able to actually kill him without his clone being the end of the world for us. It's just those cold waves are pretty annoying. But this gives us a chance over here. Try to avoid those. This is kind of convenient. Running down here on this wall, as long as Bale stays roughly over there. It's about halfway dead. If I was more skilled, what I would be doing is trying to throw my other fire blasts at him at the same time to kind of up the damage to him. Thanks, guys. A little bit of bad luck there. That is his clone. Where did regular Bale go? Oh, he's just hanging out over here. That's fine. You can just stand there. This works for me. If that's where you want to stand, buddy. Just stand there and get hit. That was a nice little pattern that we've got here. He blew it. Why'd you have to do that, babe? You couldn't just stand over there for a bit. This is good, too. I'm fine with this. Oh, teleport. Okay, we're gonna have to run home and grab some pots.
I need mine.
Almost got him. He is so close. Oops. There we go. I'm hoping that 3 rounds here will be enough. And I'm just double checking we're not killing his clone. Which we are not. Couple more traps, and that should be good. Cool. 232. Not actually half bad. That is not a terrible time for what is essentially the first time I've ever tried to run it and actually pay attention to what I was doing and try to run it as best as we could. Got some nice drops there. Might get something good from one of those. Half freeze, 16 MF, a little bit of fire res. Might not be bad, but again, it wouldn't replace our Blood Fist. Throwing axe, not much there other than it sells for 2k, something like that. Cudgel, nothing there. Demonhide Sash, that would be probably the best sash we could have expect to get on like a speed run. 35 life, 10 res, 17 faster hit recovery. I mean, we could shop, a 60 lifer or something like that. But that's a really nice belt. Had we done a hell speed run, which I don't have anything resembling the skill to do something like that. But that's a really nice belt. In terms of our gear, probably the best find we had was Blood Fist. Absolute trash ring here. Really could have bought a better belt. Just something that would have given us a third spot. Would have helped a lot. This ring wasn't bad. Gives us a little bit of cold res. Always helps. Typical stealth armor and a leaf for our gear here. Only managed to find a single Rao route, which wasn't the best. We could have thrown another Rao inside of there. Not a bad little Ami. When we found it all the way back in like Act 1, I didn't really think that we were going to find anything better. All res plus 6 is pretty good. But if we had found, some big fire res or big light res or big cold res, something like that, we probably would have replaced it. We did get a little close to running out of gold, which is something I'll have to keep track of a little bit more closely next time. But if we could keep up a pace like that, Diablo 2 speedrun, speedrun.com. If we look at the assassin, softcore, any percent, normal player 1, and if we run a 232, that would not be anything to sneeze at, right? A 232 would put us like around number 80 or something like that, which is, I am totally fine with that. Actually, I think I've got our goal is to beat number 79, because number 79 is a settler, and he hangs out over in Llama's chat. So we're going to aim for a settler. And ironically, I'm looking at the comments on his run. He got early Blood Fists, kind of like we did. I think we got Blood Fist from, I think it was just some random mob gave us Blood Fist. But his run was 231.52. 231.52. Yeah, right? Yeah, real time was 231.52. I feel like that's a good target for us to try with an actual run, is try to beat a settler at 231.52. I'm going to write that down. A settler is 79th at 231.52. So that's our target. We're going to try to beat a settler. We did manage to beat Raggets with a time like that. Raggets is down there at a solid 100, and Raggets was 256.42. So we'll try to get somewhere in and around there. But hey, we'll be on the board, and that's all I really care about right now. There's so many ways we can improve. We are not anywhere near ranking, right? In order to rank, we have to shave. Well, we are ranking, but we're nowhere near the leaderboard. Like, we need to shave an entire hour off of this, so we're not anywhere around there. But you know what? Practice is how you get better. So you got to start somewhere, and that's what we got here. I think that's an okay start. A 232 is a pretty good start for something like that. And then I just want to write down our plus times here so that I can get our PB set up. I like that Winston is completely sacked out. He is ready for bed. At Mephisto, according to these times, we were 2709 past the 139. Or is that actually... It could actually be that we have... I'm going to write down both of those because I'm not sure exactly which one of those. I think we would flag Mephisto at 148.19. That would be our Mephisto time. I think that's what's in those parentheses there, because Duriel was 121. That makes sense, right? It would have been about 20-something minutes in Act 3. And then Diablo was at 207, which a 20-minute Act 4 is plenty of room to be improved there. And then we got Bale at around 232.31. So we'll use those as our sort of PB benchmark for when we want to start running next time. I love how the pro speedrunners have cleared the entire game by the time I have finished Duriel, which I think that sounds about right, because that's what they do. That's how they do it. So let me pull up a couple of things here. And we'll just see if anything is going on. Nope. Actually, we'll go over to Macabre. We don't have too much left to do tonight, so Macabre was nice enough to raid us yesterday, so we'll turn around and raid Macabre, which I have to remember how to actually do, because I do not do it basically at all. So we gotta hop over
Let's
there
play hide and seek.
and figure out how to do that. I think it's just raid. Slash raid and then macabre. Nope, must be the other way. There, that's it, macabre. Cool, so we're gonna head on over there. For anybody who's still here, Kiwi, Gilgamore, all the Snivellers, all you guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I will be back and we will try an official run sometime when I can find 2.5 hours around here. But otherwise, thanks for hanging out. Stick around if you want to go watch Macabre. He's doing a softcore norm pally, and he is way faster than me, so check him out. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Grab a vaccine when you can, and we'll see you when I see you.